Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and this is the last home game of the regular season for our starting lineup. So I'm sure this ticket probably went for a little higher than usual. This game does have a lot of modes, gives you a lot of information, but doesn't actually give you anything like that, so that would be interesting to think about. So maybe if they make another MLB PowerPros down the road sometime. I know the series is still going in Japan. Alright, Stitch on the mound today. And we should get Chris Duffy coming in pretty soon. There he is, and let's get underway. Stitch starts off the game with a slider that's put right back toward him. Joey with a diving catch, and he cannot get it over to first in time. Good effort, but it is an infield hit. Luis Rivas swings and misses at the first pitch. And this is inside. Comes back with a curveball. It's called a strike. Rivas understandably not liking the call. Then a swing and a miss for strike three. Here's Jack Wilson. He looks at a slider for strike one. That slider up and out. Check over on first. Stitch maybe needing a reset after that pretty terrible slider. Fouled off Wilson's foot. Seems to be okay. Oh, ballsy take. That one just missed outside. There's a swing and a miss for strike three. Two away. Here's Xavier Nady. Runner still on first. And the first pitch is called a strike. Another called strike makes it 0-2. Ground ball to short. Oh, and it gets through Joey. My, the rare error on Joey. The inning will continue. Johnson at the plate with two runners on, and Stitch starts him off with the fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss on the changeup. And a little hit that goes towards right field, and the Pirates score a run, though it will be unearned. Jeff Blum to the plate. Runners on the corners with two outs. Oh, and a wild pitch is going to score another run, and oh boy, this is not what you want to see out of your starters right before they head off into the playoffs. Blum now with a 1-1 count. Pirates up 2-0, and a runner still in scoring position. Now it's a 3-1 count. Called strike makes it a full count. Runner stays put. Swing and a miss, strike three. Pirates score two, both of them unearned. We'll go to the bottom of the first, where Kester will lead things off. Take a look at the Pirates lineup. Looks to be the lineup we have been seeing as of late. Denham on the mound. I know we just saw him, I think it was last week. Don't remember much about him, but I know we saw him. Kester starts off the game with a base hit through the right side of the infield. That'll bring Marvin to the plate, and he will bat left-handed. First pitch is called a strike. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Ground ball to Wilson. Kester, I think, had taken off with the pitch. He was already basically at second when that ball was fielded. So it works out like a bunt. Runner on second with one out for Chief, who has a 1-1 count. And he's going to hit this into right, but it's... Oh, no, it does get down. Kester, though, had to wait until Chief about got backpicked. Kester had to wait to see if that ball would get down or not, so he was not able to score. Leaves runners on the corners with one out, and Terry at the plate. He starts off with a 1-1 count. That fastball up and out. Up and in, 3-1. Terry swinging, and that's a base hit into center. One run is in. Chief on his way to third, and he is in there safely. So runners still on the corner. Now a 2-1 Pirates lead. One out. Frank at the plate takes strike one. Takes strike two. Takes strike three. Two away. Here's Tom. The tying run still just 90 feet away. As they check over on first. Terry does not seem to be going. Curveball in there for strike one. So it hit up the middle, but not hard enough. Throw goes to first, and that ends the inning. So both teams score, but the Pirates with a 2-1 lead as we go into the second inning, where Aviles will lead things off. Stitch starts him off with a curveball for strike one. Fastball in there for strike two. Bounces in a curveball. Aviles does not chase it. Does swing at this slider, and Chief will make the grab. One down. Here's Niger Morgan.
Left fielder.
First pitch in there for strike one. This pitch is too low. It's a 1-1 count. Called strike two. Swing and a miss, strike three. Two away. Here's Denham at the plate. First pitch is called a strike. Another called strike makes it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Much better inning for Stitch that time. Well, it was not exactly all the way in his hands last time around either, thanks to Joey. 2-1 Pirates lead. Zach is going to lead off things in the bottom of the second, and Joey will be up after that to try to atone for his fielding issue. Zach looks at a ball, then shoots this one into right field, and it will get down for a leadoff single. Here's Joey. Starts off the day with a strike. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Into center field. That will get down for a base hit. Zach can only get to second. Here's Stitch at the plate. He is showing bunt, which is probably a good idea. Pulls it back, and it is out of the zone. Puts the bat back out there. Pulls it back again, and it is again inside. Puts the bat back out there. This time he keeps it out and puts down one down the first base line. He's going to be tagged out, but it is a successful sacrifice. Two runners in scoring position with only one out and the top of the order up. Kester started off the day with a base hit. Has an 0-2 count. In this at-bat, only one strikeout the first time through the Squirrels' order. He's trying to get number two here. And he will do so with a swing and a miss. Two away. Here's Marvin. Had a productive ground out in his first at-bat. He's going to need a hit here if he wants to get this game tied or even give the Squirrels the lead. And a ground ball to second's not going to do it. We move to the third. The Pirates still lead 2-1. And Chris Duffy is going to lead things off for Pittsburgh. Duffy got a hit back up the middle in his first at-bat. Joey made a diving catch, but couldn't get the ball to first in time. He's got an 0-2 count to start this at-bat. And he will look at strike three. One down. Rivas struck out in his first at-bat. Stitch got 5 strikeouts the first time through the Pirate order, and obviously just added one to give him 6 on the day. Rivas with a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. And this one is up and in. There's a called strike 3. 2 down. Here's Jack Wilson, who also struck out in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss. So when you strike out half the side the first time through, you get to say that a lot. Wilson with the 1-1 count in this at-bat. Here's a called strike to make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the innings. Stitch strikes out the side in the third. Pirates, though, still leading 2-1 despite getting out-hit 5-2. The error made a big difference. Chief at the plate got a base hit in his first at-bat. He will swing and miss at a curveball to open this at-bat. Hits this one pretty deep. Nady going back, and it's going to hit right at the base of the wall. A leadoff double for Chief, and he extends his record for the single season. I don't remember what he's up to now. I did look at that, but I've forgotten by now. Terry at the plate then, the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. Has a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2. Looks at strike 3. 1 down, here's Frank. Looks at strike 1. Swings at a fastball in the dirt. Hits this one to first. Johnson steps on first to get the out, but it does move Chief to third. 2 outs for Tom. A base hit or even a wild pitch could do the job. Tom hits this one a long way, but it's foul. Hits this one into right, and it will get down for a base hit, and that will tie the ball game. 2 runs apiece. Here's Zach at the plate. Got a base hit in his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1. He lines one into the right field again. 2 on, and here comes Joey, who also got a base hit in his first at-bat. Denham already starting to wipe his brow. First pitch is too low. Ground ball, this could be a double play. Oh, except they didn't need a double play. I forgot there were 2 outs. So we're tied at 2 as we go into the 4th inning, where Xavier Nady will lead things off.
Number 22, Xavier Nady.
Nady is the one who hit the ground ball that went through Joey's legs, or under his glove. I guess he was probably running to the side. Definitely an error either way. Hits this one towards third. Chief makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Johnson, who did get a base hit his first time up. And he will look at strike 1. Grounds this one through the left side of the infield. That'll be a 1-out single. Here's Jeff Blum, who struck out in his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1 on an elevated fastball. This fastball more hittable, but Blum whiffs. Another fastball, another swing, and a miss. 2 away. Here is Aviles. First pitch outside. Aviles does not chase it. He does swing at this one and puts it into right field for another base hit. Runner going to third, and Kester's got the arm. He is cut down. I forget who that was on the bases. Oh, a Johnson, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. In any case, he got thrown out at third, and that ends the inning. So we're still tied at 2. Stitch is going to lead things off here in the 4th as he looks at strike 1. Hits this one towards the middle of the infield, but Wilson makes a pretty great diving play for the first out. Here is Kester. He is 1 for 2, I do believe. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Swings and misses at the second pitch. Swings and misses again. 2 down. Here is Marvin, who has put the ball on the ground both times. Swings and misses at a high fastball. And that curveball is too far outside. Fastball over the outer half for strike 2. And then back inside with the slurve. 2-2. Hits a line drive, but right to Rivas at second, and that will end the inning. We go to the 5th, tied at 2. Niger Morgan is going to lead things off for the Pirates. I am going to have to pause here for a moment. Be right back with you. Okay, that ended up being a longer pause than what I imagined. We're about an hour later in my time. I'm sure it's much shorter for you. So get a reset here. That was that was Niger Morgan just ground out. Denham at the plate now. So this is more for me than for you. We're in the top of the 5th. 1 out, tied at 2, and an 0-2 count at the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Brings Chris Duffy to the plate. He is 1 for 2, struck out in his last at bat. Stitch added 5 more strikeouts, already up to 10 on the day. That's a real good number for him, and he's still got at least 4 outs to go, maybe more depending on what we do at the plate. Gets Duffy to strike out again, so he's up to 11 now as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still tied at 2, and Chief is going to lead things off for the Squirrels. Well, it looks like the Pirates are going to change pitchers. A little surprising since they let Denham hit. Phil Dumatray is going to take over on the mound. First pitch to Chief is hit sharply, but right to Blum at third. 1 away. Here comes Terry, who is 1 for 2 today. Struck out in his last at bat. First pitch is called a strike. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Hits a line drive, and it will just be foul down the left field line. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down, here's Frank. He is 0 for 2 today. Looks at strike 1. Hits a ground ball right to Rivas, and that will end the inning. We go into the 6th, still tied at 2, and Luis Rivas, who just made that play, is going to lead off for the Pirates.
Number 31, Luis Rivas.
Rivas has struck out twice today, and he has strike 1 here. Does not go after that bounced curveball. Another called strike makes it 1-2. Chases a high fastball for strike 3. Jack Wilson also has struck out in both at-bats today. Looks at a curveball for strike 1. Looks at a slider for strike 2. Hits this one. Chief leaps up to make the grab, and that will be the 2nd out of the inning. So here's Xavier Nady, 0 for 2, but he did reach base on an error. I think he might have scored the 2nd run on that, or maybe even with the first one run. I can't remember now. Fouls that one off his foot. Actually, Chris Duffy probably scored the first one, so Nady scored the 2nd, I would guess. He's going to ground out to 3rd in this at-bat, and we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tom's going to lead things off for the Squirrels, still tied at 2. Squirrels out hitting the Pirates 8-4. Even throw in an error, that would still be 8-5. First pitch to Tom is called a strike up in the zone. Second pitch is swung on and missed. Tom still just that 1 home run behind Terry for the team lead. So he gets a base hit up the middle. That's going to be a leadoff single. Well, and make that a leadoff double. Duffy did not take a good route to that out in center didn't cut it off. He let it kind of come to him and also did not make a great throw back into second. So make that a leadoff double. Zach now with the chance to give the Squirrels a lead here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch is called a strike. Oh, this gets away. Tom moves down to third. Go ahead run now 90 feet away with nobody out. Zach just needs to find the outfield, which he does. And Tom maybe took off a little early. It does work out. It falls in front of Duffy, but it was awfully close. So suddenly that changes our pitching. Squirrels now up 2-3, and Joey's going to come up with a more safe base hit to center. 2 on, nobody out. Let's go get... let's let Whiteman hit. I feel like he's not really gotten a hold of one yet this year, and I know he's got it in him. Although maybe should have waited till he's facing a righty. I feel like he hits better from the left, much like Marvin. Looks at strike one. Hits a ground ball towards the middle. Wilson to second. Rivas on to first in time. Well, that's not what you want to do as a pinch hitter, though. That doesn't get the Pirates out of the inning just yet. Runner on third with now 2 outs, and Kester at the plate. He will look at strike one. Pops this one up. Johnson is looking at this one, kind of between first and second, and he makes the grab. So we go into the 7th inning. Johnson's going to lead off for the Pirates. The Squirrels now leading 3-2, although they're out hitting the Pirates by a much heavier number. Who pitched today? Stitch pitched today, so we get Johnston.
Your attention, please. Now coming on the pitch for Indianapolis, number 27, Johnston.
Man, my foot really hurts. I don't know why. All right, Johnston opens up with a fastball in there for strike one against Johnston. Oh, threw myself. Johnston versus Johnson. Hopefully picking up that difference on the mic. Johnson with a 2-1 count. Swings and misses to make it 2-2. Called strike three. Johnston throws in a slurve, and that is taken. Jeff Blum is struck out in both at-bats today. Hits this one towards the center field, but Kester's able to make the grab before it can find the outfield. Aviles got a base hit in his last at-bat, and he looks at ball one. There's a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2. Sinker in there for strike three, and that will get us to the 7th inning stretch. Squirrels lead 3-2, and they will start off with Marvin at the plate after the break.
Now, please rise and join the singer.
Marvin, first at bat right-handed today. Hits this one and off into foul ground over sort of in right field. Dumontre already nearing the end of his time, looks like. This one's fouled straight back, 0-2. Here's called strike three, 1 down. Chief 2 for 3 on the day, ground out to third in his last at bat. Looks at strike one. Lines this one into left. That'll be a 1-out single. Terry 1 for 3 today. Got a base hit and then struck out twice. Looks at strike one on the outside corner. Chief takes off. And he is thrown out, not surprisingly. I don't know what decision-making went into that, but I am not in favor. It was at least close. So base is now empty with 2 outs, and Terry with a 1-1 count. So that change up, down and in. And Terry hits this one in the air. Duffy going back, and he will not get there. It's going to one-hop the wall, and Terry in with a 2-out double. Definitely would have scored Chief had he not decided to do something dumb. And we also would have still had just 1 out. Frank at the plate with a chance to get some insurance. And he will do so, hitting this one into right center. That's going to get behind the outfield. Terry in to score. Frank in to second. 2-4, or 4-2, however you want to say it. Either way, the Squirrels lead by 2 runs now. And that's going to be it for Dumitray. They are going to turn to Matt Capps. We've seen a lot of him in this month. Tom, 2 for 3. He got an out in his first at-bat before hitting a single and then a double. Looks at strike 1. That changeup not real close. This one into center field. Duffy, I don't think, is going to get there. It's going to stay in the park. Almost hopped over the wall. But it's just a regular double, and that will score another run, making it 5-2 Squirrels. This game quickly getting away from the Pirates here in the late innings. Zach at the plate now. 2 outs, runner on second. First pitch is outside. This one down and in makes it 2-0. Down and out, 3-0. So he catches the inside corner. I think maybe giving the benefit of the doubt with 3-0. Zach's going to ground out to second, and that will end the 7th inning, but it's now a 5-2 Squirrels lead. Niger Morgan is going to lead things off for Pittsburgh in the 8th. It is a safe situation, so we will go get Hermida.
Your attention, please. Now coming on the pitch for Indianapolis, number 17.
All right, Niger Morgan is 0 for 2. Breaks his bat on a pop-up. Hermida will field it himself over by the first base line. 1 down. They're going to let Matt Capps hit. As he looks at strike 1. And that's outside. Ground ball off of Hermida. Joey's going to clean up the mess. Mark that one down 1-6-3. Here is Chris Duffy. He is 1 for 3. Got a hit in his first at-bat and then struck out twice. Swings and misses at a curveball. Hits this one towards second. Kester to first, and that will end the top of the 8th. Quick inning. Still a 5-2 Squirrels lead, and Joey is going to lead things off. Joey, 2 for 3 on the day. That slider is too low. And this one is up and out. Line drive, but right to Blum, who drops it, but he's able to get it over to first in time. 1 down. Who do we want pinch hitting now? Let's put Swan in there, see if he can... As you can see, he's got, C-rated power. That ought to be enough to get it out of here, but he's never really shown that. Off the top of my head, I can only think of 1 ball which was hit this year. Unless he hit one in... He might have hit one in spring training, actually, now that I think about it. Of course, that's typically played on a shorter field, too, so... He strikes out on 3 straight pitches, so that'll bring Kester to the plate. He is 1 for 4 so far. Swings and misses at a sinking fastball. Puts this into center. Duffy should have this one. So we go into the 9th inning. It's a 3-run Squirrels lead, and the Pirates will start with Luis Rivas at the plate. I hesitate to say it out loud, but you would think this would be a pretty easy save for Shibuya. Which, after yesterday's game, I'm fairly sure this would be save number 64. First pitch is called a strike. Second pitch is just outside. Fastball in there for strike 2. Slows it down, gets a ground ball to third. Chief takes an extra beat, but gets it there in time. 1 down, here is Jack Wilson. He is 0 for 3. A couple strikeouts and a line out. Line out wasn't badly hit, just needed to be hit just slightly harder to get through. 0-2 count in this at-bat, and we get a weak ground ball that Shibuya will pick up himself. 2 down. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Xavier Nady. Here comes Ryan Sweeney. First pitch, ground to second. Oh, no, it gets through. I thought that was going to be a routine play, but it was just out of Kester's range. Now we get another pinch hitter. Here comes Griffiths. He was one of their fresh draft picks. I do believe we got to see him hit once when we were out in Pittsburgh the last time. He came in to actually pinch run, but then his spot came up again. Fouls this one back, and it's going to be back by the dugout out of Tom's range. It's a 1-1 count. I don't think that breaking ball ever came up in the strike zone. Changeup gets a ground ball to third, Chief on to first, and that is your ball game. Final score today, Pittsburgh Pirates 2, Indianapolis Squirrels 5. Although, don't let that score fool you. That game was not nearly as lopsided as it looked. Squirrels just piled on late to make it look worse than it was. Guess it's not exactly a highlight, but maybe they should have shown the error from Joey, because that really turned the first half of the game. Gave the Squirrels a hole to dig out of, which they did do, but it took most of the game to do it. Zach's going to be your player of the game. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, we've got one more with the Pirates tomorrow. We will see you then.